So we're at a pretty interesting point now in the SNC-Lavalin scandal. Initially, there was the shock after Jody Wilson-Raybould gave her damning testimony.
For a period of approximately 4 months between September and December of 2018, I experienced a consistent and sustained effort by many people within the government to seek to politically interfere in the exercise of prosecutorial discretion in my role as the Attorney General of Canada in an inappropriate effort to secure a deferred prosecution agreement with SNC-Lavalin.
A bombshell, not just that, a napalming of the entire PMO. A lot of MPs, a lot of Liberal caucus members didn't know what to do, and it's still unclear how many of them ally with the Prime Minister. It seems a number of them are not pleased, but many of them are more than happy to play attack dog, and they now have their messaging, their distraction technique, their spin. And the big one, this is all about jobs.
One of the fundamental responsibilities of any government is to look for good jobs, to defend jobs, and to make sure that our economy is growing in ways that give a real and fair chance to everyone. This is something that every Canadian expects their government to work hard on, and it's a role and a job that we take very seriously. We, of course, do that at all times in respecting the independence of our judiciary, in respecting the rule of law, in upholding and defending our institutions, and we will always do that.
It's been pretty shameless, actually, to see being asked questions about legal matters, about criminal code issues, about obstruction of justice, and the Prime Minister turns around and says, "I will always stand up for jobs in a lawful manner." On Thursday night, the emergency debate that was convened in the House of Commons, it was a little bit of a bust because Justin Trudeau wasn't there, Jody Wilson-Raybould wasn't there, Andrew Scheer, Jagmeet Singh, they didn't show up, not even Justice Committee members, hardly any of them actually showed up. Arif Virani, the Liberal MP, was the one who did most of the stick handling for the government, so we didn't learn too much there. Not too much eventful happened. But what we did begin to see is what the main Liberal narrative would be. Many MPs got up, and quite a few Quebec Liberal MPs, to argue this is all about jobs. We would stand up for jobs. We would stand up for Canadians. One Quebec Liberal MP spoke about how her husband was proud of having worked for SNC-Lavalin for many years. And you know, if you're just a regular employee working for a company that's done a lot to build the foundations of Canada, build infrastructure and so forth, well, by all means, be proud of having done your job at that company. That's not the issue, though. This is a total red herring. The issue is whether or not advocating for jobs stepped across that line. Now, when we want to talk about, say, another favorite Quebec company, Bombardier, maybe we can have that argument there because Canadians are tired that time after time Bombardier keeps coming back to the trough to ask for more money. Now, you may think that's wrong, but there's nothing illegal about that. The government can and does hand out money to corporations. So let's have that debate about whether the ends justify the means in terms of bailing out Bombardier time and time again. I do not think they do, but that's a subject for a different day. This isn't the issue, though. The SNC-Lavalin story is not the Bombardier story. The SNC-Lavalin story is about whether justice stopped being impartial, whether the Prime Minister's office behaved like some banana republic country or those Eastern European countries where leaders are actually criminally charged and locked up for taking money from corporations and from other rich people and other world leaders. That is what is at stake here. So Canadians are going to have to be prepared because that's the conversation the Liberals are going to push us to have. That is the narrative they're going to continue to throw at us day after day, week after week, that we need jobs. That old Justin Trudeau narrative from 2015, fighting for the middle class, except this time he's doing it with a specter of potential criminality surrounding the argument.